Beverly Hills. You found for Love and Chocolate with Mr. and Mrs. Truffles.
Oh, Mr. Truffles. What is going on in here today?
The first time ever I saw your face.
There's candlelight and roses.
Oh, yeah.
It's very romantic in here. What's going on?
It's a special day, Mrs. Truffles.
Yes.
Have you forgotten?
No, it is a special day.
You know, we love to celebrate anniversaries, right? We celebrate our wedding day. That's always a big deal. We celebrate the day that I proposed to you.
Yes, at Lake Lucerne.
At sunset. At the
sunset.
Park Hotel Witznau. It was very sexy and
That
romantic. But we also love to celebrate the first day we met and the first day that I laid eyes on you.
We do love to celebrate that. We've celebrated it every year. We return to the scene.
That's right,
on the day.
the scene.
I even like to wear the same outfit that I was wearing.
I don't like to wear the same outfit. You were in your little black dress, and I was in my university. I was in my Washington University T-shirt, and was it dolphin shorts? What,
it wasn't dolphin
pants?
Shorts, but you had sexy legs showing.
Oh, thanks, sweetheart. But it's 9 years ago, coming up. When we met, I had been with friends on a boat in the marina.
Yeah, and I just gotten off work from an event that I was helping to produce.
That's right.
Down by the airport.
And we just were both going for takeout. And there it was at the Honor Bar. We're getting our kale salads.
We both ordered kale salads to go.
Our kale salads.
I got there first.
Yes.
And I placed my order for the kale salad. I actually ordered 3 because I was meeting friends.
Yes, and I was getting kale salad for my daughter, who was 16 at the time.
Yes, and I sat down on the end bar stool nearest the door, and I decided I would just have a little glass of sparkling wine while I waited for my order.
And I was chatting up Randy, the manager at the time, and we were just kicking the shit out of each other. Talking over your shoulder. And I just kept kind of looking.
I will never forget the first time I looked back over my shoulder.
Yeah.
And saw you there. I mean, you were just, I remember just in my mind going, oh, so cute.
Well, I just remember that I was talking to Randy and we just were cutting each other up. And every once in a while I would catch you just kind of smiling and giggling. And after he walked away, I looked at you and I stared a little too long.
Just a little too long.
And you finally said,
What? What are you looking at? What you looking at?
And I said, I gotta say, I'm a fan. And you said,
what are you a fan of, Mr. Truffles? Only I didn't know your name was Mr. Truffles yet.
I said, all of it. I'm a fan. You're sitting here, little black dress, waiting for takeout, sipping a flute of champagne. I'm a fan. And you said,
yeah. I'm like, no, it's not champagne. It's just sparkling wine. And you're so smart because you knew why it wasn't champagne.
Yeah, it's not champagne because it's not from Champagne, France.
And we just had this fun banter.
We went back and forth.
It was electric.
And it's been fun ever since, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. And every day since, it's just like there's never been anyone else.
Well,
there's never even a thought that there might be somebody else.
I thought we should mark this anniversary with a little gift, Mrs. Truffles. I got you a little something.
You got me a present?
I did. You want to open it?
I do.
Okay.
What did you get me?
Oh, you know.
Well, this is a good bag.
Full of surprises.
Yeah.
Really. Yep.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Oh.
It's a little heart-shaped locket. What's inside? Oh, you put pictures of us and the puppies?
Yes.
So sweet.
Our tiny little faces to hold next to your heart.
Oh my God, I'm going to treasure this forever.
Oh, I'm glad you like it, sweetie.
I love it.
Good.
Well, I have a little present for you today, too. It's a surprise.
What?
I know how much you love sweet surprises.
I thought we said no presents.
Well, we have presents today, don't we?
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah. But you'll get yours in a little bit.
Oh, I can't wait. I love surprises. You know that about me.
But first, I just want to say that we have a wonderful show today.
So fun.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, before we get to your present, Mr. Truffles,
can't wait.
Let's talk a little bit about what a wonderful show we have today.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we have a fantastic couple. We've got Mark and Roberta Joseph, some of our most dedicated and loving Toysher customers, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fantastic and fun.
So fun.
And before that, well, I think you know what time it is, Mr. Truffles.
I think I do too.
Well, what's the first thing in the mailbag today, Mr. Truffles?
Well, let's take a look.
What could it be?
Well, this looks like it's from you, doesn't it, sweetie?
Yes.
What have you done?
I've written you a poem.
You have? You wrote me
Yes,
a
for our
poem?
anniversary.
Okay, here we go. It says, a love poem by Mrs. Truffles.
Yes.
You're so sweet. You are the pistachio to my nama. In my coffee, you're the cream. When first our eyes connected, I recognized you from a dream. A dream nearly forgotten, but never really lost, like a glimpse through a window, covered in frost. Your eyes so familiar, they looked into my soul and made it dance a waltz after a curtsy and a bow. Your banter, sweet and clever, it tickled me so. It made me blush right down to the tips of my toes. There was sparkling pink wine and salad of emerald kale, present and watching as our hearts set sail. Cupid let his arrow fly without a second to spare, knowing it was only for a moment that he would find us both there. How could I have imagined my take-out dinner from the honor bar was an order that was placed from a very lucky star? Your smile gently beaming, your eyes burning, yet so kind. 'Twas from a magic moment that forever you'd be mine. That's so sweet. I'm not crying, you're crying.
You're crying.
You're crying.
When you cry, it makes me cry.
Crier.
Happy anniversary, darling.
Thanks, sweetheart. That was beautiful. Okay.
So what else
What
is
do
in
you
the
do?
mailbag
How do you follow
today?
that up, sweetie? Oh, my God. All right, here we go. This is from Cassie. Okay, let's see what Cassie has to say.
Cassie, you say?
Yeah, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Truffles, thanks so much for your insights on courting and relationships. I love how you approach your mailbag with thoughtfulness and humor. Thank you, Cassie. So, I've been seeing a guy for the last 3 weeks, and although we've gotten cozy, we've always kept most of our clothes on. Okay, Cassie, good girl. Here's the problem. I have an affliction called syndactyly, otherwise known as, webbed toes. It's actually more common than you might think, but it still can be a bit of a surprise upon first glance. It's been an issue with some of the other guys I've dated in the past, but they turned out to be jerks anyway. When do you think I should bring it up to him? And is there a right comical way to do it so as to take the stigma out of it? Thanks so much for weighing in. Sincerely, the Frog Princess. Oh, Cassie. It sounds like she's got a sense of humor about it. She's calling herself the Frog Princess. Mrs. Truffle, say something.
You know what? I think this might be above our pay grade.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this to her, but
I
would put off that detail as long as possible.
Yeah.
Until they've fallen in love with you. And then if they really love you, a few webbed toes will make the difference.
But Cassie, thank you for entrusting your question to us. I'm sorry that we didn't. I mean, it sounds like she's not. Anyway, I think we're good.
I think she's handling it fine.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else you got, Mrs. Truffles?
Oh, I think there's something in the mailbag from a Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Truffles, I'm a 37-year-old school teacher from Santa Monica, and I recently bought a ring to propose to my girlfriend. I've heard so many wonderful stories about how people have gotten engaged, and I want to do something really special, but I can't afford to do anything too extravagant. Have you any good suggestions? Signed, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, first of all, Mr. Smith, that's very sweet. I mean, when I think about our proposal, for instance, I mean, actually, it was pretty extravagant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think taking her to the Hotel Vitsnow on Lake Lucerne is probably
It is budget.
show off.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, but you know what, Mr. Smith? You don't need to go all the way to Lake Lucerne. You live in Santa Monica. You've got a beautiful ocean right there.
That's right. And if you do have even a little budget, just an idea, I'm spitballing here, but, to hire a trio of string instruments to maybe just...
Get an advance team. Get one of your friends or a couple of your friends together and have them go and put out the blanket and some candles.
Yeah.
Get the little trio there.
Yeah. Maybe they can, do something with a telephoto lens to capture the moment from a distance.
Yeah, if you get someone to take some pictures, that would be amazing.
Yeah, to really come.
And at any rate, that would be a story she would never forget. And I think you're fairly guaranteed a yes for all that.
I think so, too. Hope that helps there, Mr. Smith.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about our guests we have coming up, Mr. Truffles.
Yes, let's. We've got Mark and Roberta Joseph, who are college sweethearts from Oakwood University in Alabama.
Uh-huh.
Roberta is a speech and language pathologist, and Mark is a special ed teacher, and they've been married for 25 years. To each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, we are just really over the moon that they agreed to join us here today. And we'll be right back with Mark and Roberta Joseph.
For over 40 years, Toysher has been a staple in the Beverly Hills community. Like so many other families in the community, our family has had a long-standing love affair with Toysher chocolates. Over the years, we've formed traditions and memories around these extraordinary Swiss chocolates and the enchanting wonderland of fantasy truffle boxes inside our store. Today, our family is proud to be carrying on the Toysher tradition in Beverly Hills. Well, welcome back. We're kind of giddy, aren't we, Mrs. Truffles?
I am so excited to be here with Mark and Roberta.
Yeah, Mark and Roberta, they might be our favorite customers of all time.
Well, they're certainly part of the impetus for this show.
They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were coming up with the show, it was, well, okay, there's the love, and then there's the chocolate aspect. But I don't know many couples that travel to buy the chocolate they purchase. I've never seen anything like it, Mrs. Truffles.
Oh, Mr. Truffles. You know what? When Mark and Roberta walk into the store, they bring like a rainbow and bluebirds.
It's true.
And
no, it's true.
Sunshine
Every
with them.
time. I don't care if we are packed to the gills. I need a hug from Roberta.
And she has the best hugs.
Mark is a good hugger too, but I really want Roberta to hug me and to say hello to you guys. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Now you got me laughing so hard.
What an introduction.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, this is who they are. These guys are just...
They're just joy.
They are joy. They're just so much love, and they're with us now. We're just thrilled to have you guys. We told them about the show. We want you guys on the show. You guys represent everything that we want to present on the show.
Tell us, how long have you two been together, and how did you meet?
We've been together since March of 93.
Wow.
March of 93 after the great snowstorm in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, the great snow of
Yes,
93.
we talk about that weekly, don't we? The Huntsville Snowmageddon.
I'm a California girl, and I see snow like when we drive to it.
Sure. Yeah, we keep our snow up in the mountains.
Yeah, that's where it belongs. It doesn't belong on the street.
No.
I remember when it snowed in Huntsville, they told us, you got to get home, because we were in college. That's where we met. We were at Oakwood University. We both went there, and it was my freshman year. They said to get back to the campus before a certain time because the snow was coming. Now, being a California girl, I'm like, okay, big deal, snow. No, the town shuts down for a week.
Wow.
And so the snow literally came down, and it came down hard.
Oh.
And the whole town shut down for about a week and a half. Nobody could get in or out.
Oh, wow.
After that was all over, and we were able to go to the cafeteria again, I went to the cafeteria, and when I was leaving, I met him sitting there, and I thought he was cute. And I said, have I seen you from somewhere?
Oh, have I seen you from somewhere
And he
before?
said,
I told her, aren't you? And she told me her name was Denise.
yeah.
And I said, aren't you the Denise from Indianapolis? Because she came for a college recruitment trip a year prior. Are you Denise? She's like, no. Then where are you from? Then she told me she's from California. Like, oh.
And I'm like,
Oh, California.
I heard about those California girls.
Yeah.
okay, he must be with somebody, so bye-bye. And I put my tray up and hightailed it out of the cafeteria like, okay, that was weird. But I did tell him, I worked in the library and I was headed that way. And so I just left and I went to work.
Had you seen him before?
I had never seen him before.
So that was
campus.
just a line? You literally were laying a line. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was the oldest line in the book.
Wow, that is bold and fantastic.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and went ahead and started working, was laughing and joking with my bosses about the situation. And meanwhile...
Yeah, so I go in the library, I went to the front and I didn't see her. I'll go inside the library and I looked at every cubicle where the kids were studying, the study cubicles. And I didn't see her, so I went upstairs, didn't see her, and I saw her go into the library. I'm like, did she disappear? I went downstairs to the basement and I still didn't see her. I'm like, where did she go? Did she go through a secret door to go to another portal or something? I don't know.
So you went looking for her in the library.
I went looking for her and I couldn't find her anywhere.
So what was your impression when she came up and asked you if you'd ever seen her before? Did you feel something at that moment? Was there something that sparked in you that made you go to the library?
Yeah, because I was hung. She was pretty.
Did you kind of know she was laying a line on you when she said that?
No.
You thought she really felt that she knew you from somewhere?
Yeah, I'm from the South. A woman don't come up to a guy and say, don't I know you? I was like,
These very forward California women. They are something else.
Yes, they are. I mean, my first year in college, I noticed that, you had people from different states, but a lot of people were from California. And to me, they were snooty. They had the nice cars. They had all the money. And I'm a poor young man from New Orleans trying to, I had a scholarship. I was trying to make it in college. And when she told me she was from California, I'm like, she got a little something. She got a little money.
A little something. Gotta go after that golden goose. Say little did he know.
I'm from Bakersfield.
Because I went to Michigan. I went to University of Michigan. And everyone was either from the Midwest or the East Coast. There was one woman that was like a transfer. She transferred from UCLA, which never happens. They don't usually go from California to Michigan.
Right.
But there was, and she was very pretty. I don't know if she had money or not, but there was definitely a mystique about her. The California girl coming out east, which probably, it sounds like there were other California women, but from New Orleans, meeting California girl, that can be very electric.
And being from New Orleans, I love to cook. That's my life. Right?
What's your specialty?
Well, I love making red beans and rice. That's the staple.
Red beans and rice.
Yeah.
Just wait. Can I just grok this for a moment? When you said, I love to cook, cooking's my life, Roberta over here, all I heard was, oh yeah.
I'm going to tell the story that we talked about yesterday. I told her I could, but she wanted to cook for me.
Well, here's the situation. Like I stated, I'm a California girl in Alabama. And so there were two things that I did to weed out guys. First thing is I would tell them I didn't know how to cook. I would tell, and that would shut them down quick. I don't care how cute the guy was. So when are we going to go out? Yeah, we can go out. So what are you going to make? I don't cook, which is a lot. I do cook.
Oh.
But I just want to see. The second thing.
Wait, so you did it just to test them?
Just to test them.
She just didn't want people to date her for cooking. She's like, I don't cook, I don't do windows, and I don't do laundry.
I don't clean house. No,
Okay.
that's not me.
Oh.
Yeah. And the second thing was, I love Disney. All my boyfriends prior to Mark, I trialed them at Disneyland.
Oh.
And if they said this is boring, they made fun of Mickey, and if they didn't want to stand in the parade, I don't care how long it took for the parade to come.
Out.
The
Done.
next day,
Done.
I dumped them the next day. Lose my number.
We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to where you went to the library to find this mysterious, beautiful woman who had just talked to you in a forward way. Really, really piqued your interest. Yeah. And you didn't find her, so when did you find her?
It was 2 days later.
Yeah, in the cafeteria, there was the American side on the left side and the international side on the right side. And I always sat on the international side.
I'm American. I said American.
I saw her. I'm like, hey, I was looking for you. Where were you?
Well, fortunately, he was sitting with some friends of his.
Yeah.
And one of them, I knew Mike Sato, who was there. I knew him, so I said, oh, let me sit with Mike and try to talk to them.
Oh.
I went over there and sat with them.
So just to be clear, it was segregated between the international students and the American students.
Yes, back then it was.
I think it's still like that today.
But that was self-imposed. They didn't have a line.
No, they didn't have a line.
They didn't check passports. So you were hanging with the kids from Finland and Denmark.
pretty much.
There's some people from England.
Yeah, the British kid.
Wait, so who
of course, the West Indian kid.
So you saw her in the cafeteria.
The cafeteria.
But you came over to him.
Yeah.
You saw this
She felt
prize.
it. So when you first saw him, was there something about him that you just felt
He was adorably cute.
just
He was.
compelled
He was
to?
cute.
You were just so drawn to him.
Yeah, he was cute. But he had these cute little dimples, little smile.
Were you both freshmen?
I was a junior. She was a freshman.
Younger. Whoa, look at you. Look
No.
out, Roberta.
No.
Older man. Take me away, Nolans.
Oh my goodness.
So how did you guys end up on your first date?
No, he was a religion major, and religious majors, they were traditionally looking for women who wanted to go either the nursing route or the housewife route. And so I was, well, this will be easy. So I did the I don't cook.
The test.
And he said,
I love to cook. And I like to make you some red beans and rice.
yeah. So I said, you don't care I don't cook. And he said, don't worry, I'll take care of that. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
The man of my dreams.
oh my goodness. The heart starts just growing.
right. So I'll tell you what, I'll make you my grandmother's enchiladas.
What? So he passed the test, and then you're like, you know what? This one could be a keeper. Wow.
I was a freshman, so I didn't have a car. So I had to take a taxi to get the ingredients. But I told him, I said, go get Las Palmas enchilada sauce, and I'll make everything in the dorm, and we'll go have our picnic. I was up in the dorm room, rolling tortillas and in the sauce and everything, and putting them down. And I'm like, what? And I tasted the sauce, and my mouth was on fire. Está muy en fuego. All right. I was like, what is this? And I looked at the can. It was very hot. Like, and my roommate was like, oh, what you gonna do? And I'm like, oh, we gonna eat these.
Oh.
We gonna eat these. And I tried to cool them off as much as I could with
Yeah.
the tomato sauce.
Yeah.
I baked them, and we went, and he brought his red beans and rice, and we had the enchiladas. And I, like a good California girl, ate them like there was nothing. And I wanted to see his face.
And flop sweat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And did you keep going, or did you didn't complain? Oh, you white flag.
Yeah, white flag.
And he's like, why are these so hot? Look at the can you bought.
I was supposed to buy miles, and I bought.
Oh,
Yeah.
muy caliente.
Yes.
So you were dying. And you can't really, water doesn't kill it.
No.
You need ice cream for that.
Ice
We
cream
did
on
need
milk
ice
is-
cream.
yeah.
We had ice cream. We did, and pulled this off for a little bit.
So, important question, maybe crossing a line, but did that heat from the enchiladas translate into a first kiss?
Our first kiss was later.
It was a little later.
It was later.
Yeah, it was
We,
a little later.
After you brought the mild sauce. You made, right?
We had a lot of dates on campus.
Yeah.
So walking through Oakwood and, hanging out. We were after Wednesday night, Bell Tower. He came over and we were sitting there by ourselves and he gave me this first kiss. Yeah.
And she was-
Tell us the details of that.
He started it.
well, we were sitting at the bell tower. It was like a little circular thing where the kids will congregate sometimes, and we were by ourselves this time. It was there was no lights around there, not a lot of light. I'm like, well, my opportunity, better get it right now. We looked into each other's eyes. She sat on my lap, and we started kissing. And she's a good kisser. She's a good kisser. Yeah, she's good.
Man.
Well, I'm guessing that the sitting on the lap was a good sign.
Oh yeah, this is a good sign. Yeah, it was a good sign. We were giggling and laughing and kissing, and I did it. It was like what 5 or 6 months before we kissed. So yeah,
Yeah, it was about 5 months.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, you dated for 5 months before the first kiss?
yeah.
Wow.
Because there's a religious school. They didn't really.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get
Right.
it. Right?
Right. Well, here's something interesting. We actually did the whole parent thing stuff even before the Disney.
So it's safe to say, even though your parents loved him, if he didn't pass Disney, you're done.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's nuts.
I can't.
I adore you. I just think it's crazy. Mrs. Truffles, weigh in.
I just want to say that I love that she knows who she is and what she's looking for in a man.
All right. Per
As
usual,
if
you're
you
right,
really
Mrs.
know.
Truffles. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys had your first kiss on what was that like? That was 5 months out
5
of
months
dating?
in, yeah.
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 Okay, nice. So when did you know that you were starting to fall in love? Was that before the kiss or after?
I think it was significantly after I'd gone home to California and we were talking on payphones because there were no cell phones back then. And then when I came back, he wanted to take me to Gatlinburg. And
Gatlinburg,
so
Tennessee.
I was a sophomore then, so I could go off campus on 3-day weekends. We went up to Gatlinburg, and I think that's when I said, yeah, maybe.
I give him a whirl.
Yeah.
And so who said it first? Who said I love you first between the two of you? Do you remember that?
I think it was when we were at Best Italian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That restaurant in Gatlinburg was divine.
Yeah. And so after we had eaten at Best Italian, maybe it was Italian food, maybe it was garlic bread, I don't know what it was, but I kind of figured he was it. But there was still the Disney test. But I'm like, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to be sad at Disney. I prayed that he would fall in love with my park and he would be the one. So
That's so sweet.
So you guys had your first kiss and you took your first little trip to Tennessee where you were kind of thinking he might be the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how soon after that did you take him home to meet your parents?
No, she came.
Oh, yeah.
She drove, and I met Dennis and your mom.
Yeah.
Drove from California to Huntsville. Wow.
2,000 miles.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that's a real fun road
crazy.
trip.
Yeah.
Oh.
They did come for Chris. Yeah, they came.
So you'd met Mom, but when you came out there, it was a meet the whole family and go to Disneyland.
No.
Nope. Oh.
No. We didn't. I broke my rule. We got married first.
Before Disneyland.
I had already decided well before I met him that the wedding of my childhood dreams wasn't going to happen because I wanted a full-on shut-down Disneyland wedding. And so
Who doesn't?
So I wasn't going to get that. I had made up in my mind before I met him I wasn't getting married because if I couldn't have the Disney wedding, I wasn't getting married.
Wow.
So he had asked me to marry him, and I don't want a wedding, right? And he's like, that's fine.
How did the engagement go down?
God made a way that we met each other in college, and you talking about the engagement. The engagement was kind of unusual because there was this bird named...
He likes animals.
I like animals. There was this bird, a Conneer red parrot named Frankie. He'll go, Frankie, Frankie, Frank. And she loved him too, so I surprised her, and I said, with the bird, will you marry me? The bird was almost 3.
Wait. Did you teach the bird to say, will you marry me?
No.
Frankie did say, I love you.
I love you, yeah. Frankie.
And so Frankie came out of the cage and he landed on my hand and Mark said, will you marry me? And Frankie said, I love you. And I'm like, oh.
No, come on.
No.
That did not happen.
Yes.
Wait. So you had taught the bird to say, I love you?
Yes. He did other
things. I was like, yes. And then Frankie went...
No.
Come here.
Oh
Come
my
here.
God.
Come here. And
You taught the bird to make smoochy
Yeah.
sounds?
Oh, he did. Come here.
That's a good bird.
That is rich.
Okay, so he presented you with this bird. Did you get down on a knee?
Yes. I got on my knees.
What did you say? How did you ask her?
I was like, baby, will you marry me? And I gave the bird.
Oh.
Frankie came out and
landed
on my finger and said, I love you.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
I told him yes, and that's when Frankie did the...
Oh.
Come here.
So
my
sweet.
God, that is so cute.
Yeah, I miss that bird.
If I had a nickel for every couple we've talked to that have proposed with a bird,
You'd have a nickel.
I'd have a
You'd
nickel.
only have a nickel.
This is it.
Make it $5, all right?
That's really sweet. That's such a sweet
that's-
story.
And how long was the engagement? How long till you did the
It was
wedding?
a while because I was applying to graduate schools. I ended up switching majors and going into speech pathology. I ended up going back to Alabama. And then during the middle of my bachelor's program at Alabama A&M, that's when we got married.
Ooh.
So it's about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, yeah.
Oh, that's
3
a
years.
good long engagement.
got-
What was the wedding like?
We just went to the courthouse. After the courthouse, we drove straight to
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Yes.
Oh.
Non-stop.
Wait, that was not the first time.
That was the first time.
Stop it.
Yes.
I was on
Yeah.
honeymoon.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm just curious, and I don't know if I even want to know the answer. What if that hadn't gone well? What if
We had only been married for 2 days.
annulments happened?
Annulments happened.
Oh, you don't think that would have happened?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
If he'd come out
Back
like I
to
was
Vegas.
sick and like,
Done.
sorry, babe, this is not for me.
No.
You'd be like,
it's not gonna
sayonara.
happen. Yeah.
Wait, and Mark, did you realize how important that was to her?
Oh, yeah.
So did you
But
realize?
I knew that I was not going to fail because I went to Disney World and I'm like, if Disneyland was half as decent as Disney World, I'm like, okay, I'll keep my cool. I'm not going to bash her place. Yeah, I'm not.
But so you're married now,
Yes.
and he liked Disneyland, so you're in, right?
Oh, yes.
But you guys, since then, you have some other passions that you share.
Beyond Disneyland, what kind of things do you guys do to keep your marriage just fun and fresh and full of fantasy?
Did you want to answer that?
Yeah, I answer. First of all, is God, because without Him, our marriage would be nothing. Number 2 is spontaneity. We just find things to do.
Wake up, let's go to Toasters.
Right? We always do something every week, every month, and every year.
Yeah.
Just me and her.
You celebrate each other.
Yeah, celebration. We go out
Yeah.
Or
we do
we go-
something every week.
every month.
And we do something big every month.
And
then we
some
do a
big-
grand vacation once a year. The last 2 major trips.
And what were those?
Yeah, just don't
Share
gloss
with us,
over it. Let's go.
Roberta.
For our 24th and 25th wedding anniversary, we went on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. That was probably the most romantic, amazing trip that he and I have ever done.
Tell us why.
Well,
I can tell you why.
Okay.
Before we went on the 24th anniversary, guess where we stopped?
we stopped at Toasters.
Yes.
Before we got on the plane. Yes.
The night of our wedding anniversary was the first night on the ship, and they have this robot that comes up as like your butler, and she performed a marital
Like a renewal?
renewal of our vows.
I love it.
They said if you have anything to share, and we brought out our Toasters chocolates and we ate them and we kissed each other on the ship right
so
there.
sweet.
And then we had gone back out on the ship. I'm thinking about it now. I'm starting to cry because it was so romantic. Everything was all candlelit and circled around our
it is the
anniversary. It was so well done. That was probably one of our best anniversary
And
trips.
I couldn't sleep that night because it was so
We
wonderful.
couldn't. We couldn't sleep.
I was just reminiscing.
We were on such a high.
It wasn't such a high.
Explain what the cruise is. Because it's not a boat, is it?
No, it's not a real ship, but it's a real ship in our hearts.
Right.
So our costumes are sealed in our suitcases so we can keep the smell of the ship.
Wow.
Because it reminds us how wonderful
How
it
magical
was.
that was.
Oh, wow. That's so cute.
Very sweet.
Can you tell me what Mark does extra romantic? Is there something special he does that,
Whether it's daily or
just some little extra thing that you...
I think with the best thing, because I am a speech pathologist for the district. I do work long hours. I sometimes get home at 5:30 at night and I leave like at 7 in the morning. There are days where I come home and I open the door and he's already made the tacos. They're already ready. Or when he makes risotto, he makes this Asian style salmon with corn risotto. And when I walk into the house, same thing with the tacos. I walk into the house and I smell it and it's already ready, waiting for me right there. And the second thing that he does, well, it's probably the number one thing. He'll call me at work and he's like, I've already booked it. I'm like, really? I was like, I have a very high profile meeting. I don't care. I've already booked it. We're going to Disneyland. I've already made the reservations through with Chris Steakhouse where we're going to eat. We're gone. Okay. Your bag's already packed. And
Oh my goodness! So he knows that between Disneyland and fine food, he has your heart in his hand. Yeah.
Where am I gonna go?
Well, you're not going to top that.
Food is ready. Where am I gonna go? Okay.
Well, Toasters catapulted our relationship in terms of me being so frugal. When we went to Toasters the first time in Newport Beach, mother-in-law like, Mark, can you please give us some candy? Give me some candy. Yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm like, Denise, let's go. We see this place called Toasters. Let's get us some chocolate so we can go. Let's get us some chocolate. So we go in the store, and Marcus, the owner, he had samples. I put that in my mouth. You talking about good. I guarantee. That's how we say it. I'm like, what is this? I've never had chocolate like that. And he said, oh, this is time of chocolate. And all our chocolate, we don't put wax in it. I'm like, they put wax in candy? I didn't know that. From that point, we love Toasters. When he closed, I'm like, Denise, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go get Toasters? I didn't want to order online. I wanted to go to the store because they were so sweet to my wife.
Marcus, the owner down there, is like, don't go to Beverly Hills because they're mean. And
yes.
And my husband, Mark, he had done a spontaneous thing and reserved Newport Beach Mother's Day brunch, which is phenomenal. Unlimited mimosas, top in. It was great. I said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get my chocolate. We're going to go to Beverly Hills. I'll put it in the ways. And we're going to drop $500 in there and just give the money and leave. He's like, you sure about that? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to walk in there like I belong. Pretty Woman style. And I went in and the owner was playing my favorite song from Hello Dolly. And I'm like, must not be the same people.
And I think there was a moment when you and I were just singing Hello Dolly together.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I dropped that $500 in there anyway. But I was like, we gotta come here every day. But whenever we can. Yes.
So Toasters is one of the special little things that you guys will do, like every month or every
month.
Yeah,
he'll say. And we're trying to come.
If we're not going to Disneyland, or on our way to Disneyland, we have to swing by. Yeah. If we were headed somewhere, we have made the hour and a half out of the way just to come get this, just so we can make our nights wherever we finally end up great.
Aw.
Yeah.
Bringing it. Closing that deal right there.
Well, I think this might be a good time to
I
break
think
out
so.
some toy shares,
I
don't you?
think so.
We have, well, we have a very fun segment of the show, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Well,
This is what I call a romantic weekend in the bag, although it doesn't have to be on the weekend.
Oh,
And so
careful.
we're going to open this together and talk about everything that's in
excited.
there.
Oh,
So go ahead and start unpacking that,
You just
Mark.
turned into Minnie Mouse.
Okay, first of all, this is a bottle of Schramsberg sparkling wine, and it is March is our anniversary month.
Is it really?
Yes, we met. Yeah, we met in March of 2015, and I was sitting at a bar waiting for takeout food, and I was drinking Schramsberg.
Oh.
And that has a very sentimental meaning for us. Yeah.
Hey now.
And so go ahead and look what else is in there. So that's the Schramsberg. And of course, so this is something that I make. This is called Love and Chocolate Body Butter. It's 50% cocoa butter, so it really does smell like chocolate. And it's
man.
Put a little bit of that on
it's
your
all
hands.
food grade ingredients.
Yeah.
This is our crackling fire candles.
Green tea.
Yes, it has a wooden wick, and when you burn it, it sounds like a crackling fire.
ooh.
Yeah.
And-
You didn't have to do this.
oh, yes, we did.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they put our favorite in here.
Oh, yes, the cracked
yes.
chocolate, and we knew that.
Yes, you
I
did.
said, what should we put?
You done your homework.
Yeah,
did do my
I said, what
homework.
should we put in the bag? Cracked chocolate cocoa sipping chocolate
Cannot have
mix.
Christmas without this.
Yeah, and that is really special. That is actually made from the same chocolate that covers our truffles. So it's so creamy and delicious.
Yeah.
And of course,
That's the champagne.
champagne truffle.
So,
Yes,
Oh,
and we
yes.
And I
share
don't need
this.
to tell you guys about those because you
No.
already know.
'Cause
I've got a parting question for our friends. I want to know what you guys think is the secret to a successful marriage and what you would tell our listeners about, what makes it special to you and
Now,
what
what's your
advice you
best piece of advice?
I will say number one is that 3-point rule. Do something every week, do something every month, do something every year. We learned that in college. We've stuck to it as much as we can. And when I mean you go on a date, an old-fashioned date like you were dating once a week, then something every month you get away, you leave. That's why you guys know us. You go away somewhere every month and then somewhere every single year trip. Just you and your loved one.
Wow, that's
nice.
Because
great advice.
The second thing, they say don't go to bed angry. That's virtually impossible. But don't go to bed the second night upset. Make it work out. Nobody's perfect. It's not.
Wow, that's great advice.
Mrs. Truffles has said to me on occasion, is the 3-point rule for us is, she said, you have to honor me every day. You have to honor me every second day and every third day. If you honor me every day, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And she's right. But there is, I love how you guys take that time
Yeah.
to really be together. There are a lot of distractions in the world.
There are.
To come back
A lot.
and just
That's
get
right.
back to where it all started is so important. Well, Mrs. Truffles, I knew that these two would be a special addition to our love and chocolate catalog of couples.
Oh my God.
I am so.
Thank you guys so
we were
much.
right. Yeah. you
Yeah,
guys,
thanks for
thank you.
joining us and sharing your really sweet story. So sweet and unique. You
Yeah.
guys have a lot of really unique qualities to your
Thank you.
your
Thank you.
relationship.
I appreciate you guys inviting us. This was fun. And I told your husband, I'm like, you guys do not want to hear about the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, we want to hear
We
about
so
all
do.
of it.
We
I mean,
do. It's
you know
so
what? There is something really special when two people meet and really fall in love and make it last a lifetime.
Right.
It's really fun to find out how they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was no exception. So with that, we say so long, friends, and we'll be right back. This podcast is being brought to you by Beverly Hills Toysher Chocolates of Switzerland. Beverly Hills Toysher at 371 North Camden Drive in Beverly Hills has been serving up truffles, pralines, dipped fruits, marzipans, and our world-famous chocolate bars for over 40 years. With Easter coming this Sunday, our shop is filled with champagne truffle eggs, chocolate hollow bunnies, solid bunnies, painted bunnies, and Mrs. Truffle's gorgeous Easter baskets. So, next time you're in Beverly Hills, why don't you come by and visit or shop online at BeverlyHillsToysher.com.
Wow, wasn't that delightful?
They are so sweet and so much fun.
So much fun.
How inventive! How creative that Mark would get a parrot and teach it how to propose.
That is maybe the cutest thing I've ever heard.
It's so sweet. I think I might want to get a parrot.
What are you going to have it say?
I think you're going to come in and it's going to say, Brock, happy anniversary, baby. Kale salad, Brock.
Well, I think that is beautiful. I can't wait for that. I think that does it for today's show, Mr. Truffles.
I think so too, Mrs. Truffles. Well, guys, thanks again for joining us. And guess what? We're going to do it again next week. So until then, say goodbye, Mrs. Truffles.
Goodbye, Mrs. Truffles.
This show was brought to you by Beverly Hills Toysher Chocolates of Switzerland, home of the world's first and finest champagne truffles. Join us next week for more adventures in everlasting love.